morning to you and welcome to yet another exciting edition of the program Morning Light. And if you ask me, a top flight breakfast television show. My name is Ono Metano, and usually every Tuesdays I have the very delectable, beautiful Ifi Osita Olunwa.
Drum rolls, drum rolls.
Yes,
Ta-da.
the wife of the ERC.
Oh my God.
You know what it is to be the wife of the Prime Minister.
Good morning to you. Megadon on TV.
Yeah, you can say
the
that.
magnificent.
Ono Metano.
Yes, your name sounds like, the way you look.
Yes.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
AKA the Senator. Yes, Happy New Year to you.
Oh, same here. Same here.
Yeah, I like the way you look. Your look in this year 2026. In fact, the Senate president should invite you, I guess. Yes, the House of Rep.
Well, we're actually,
you're gearing up.
Yeah, well, we're actually gearing up.
Yes.
So that by the time we get there, it's no longer, it's one of those things by character, by clouds,
Yes.
and all of that.
Yes. Yes.
Because there's something for everybody.
So it's a new year, and it's interesting, and I'm very excited to actually see everyone bubbling and looking beautiful right here in the Auto Broadcasting Service. Started yesterday. Everybody was just looking fine, even though the Hamatan season didn't eventually come as expected, but we're just still thriving and then trying to put a smile on our faces. And the most important thing is that we are grateful for life. We're grateful to be alive, to see 2026. It's something worth celebrating. And so particularly, I'm excited to see you.
Yes, okay.
You made it to a new year, and you made it not just making it, you made it healthy. You are healthy, you are alive, you're bubbling, and you are looking more handsome. That's the most beautiful thing about it this morning. So, good morning to you, to us, our viewers. We appreciate you for keeping it locked down, following us into the new year. And it's my prayer that God in His infinite mercy will grant all our desires for the new year.
That's a good way to start it off.
Exactly. But the thing is, before now we used to talk about New Year resolutions. Every year we come up with New Year resolutions. Everybody's talking about it, either on the social media, the conventional media, everywhere. But did you notice that this year 2026, people didn't come up with New Year resolutions? This is day 6.
Yes.
And
Yes.
do you have one yourself?
I have never been a fan of resolutions.
Okay.
Even right from time immemorial. You know why did I say that? Man proposes,
God disposes.
God disposes. So when I have such, thought processes in my mind, I feel that whatever will be will be. Yes. I was.
Que sera, sera.
I was particularly addicted to certain things at the point in my life. I was deeply rooted. So for every new year that comes, and I'll say, But by the time
But that's his resolution.
when you say resolutions, you stick to it into two.
Okay.
But by the time we got, more matured and all that, we started finding out that most of these attitudes started wearing off.
Okay.
Started wearing off. That one, you don't feel bad against your neighbor, and that is the most important thing.
Okay.
You understand? There's people carry over
Grudges.
yes, grudges. Oh, this guy, this guy offended me. I would not. So with time, all of this started fizzling away.
Okay.
I now found out that yes, there could be resolutions that were God's timing, not human time.
Okay.
You understand? Some people
So
might
chance
say,
that happenstance.
people might say, today this is last time I will take this stand. This beer. Oh no. By the next year,
They will dump
they will just. Before you know, the only that will drive to the bar. And I'm taking the second bottle before. I'm making resolution.
Last, in the beginning of the year,
This year, God help me.
well, I think that, well, you don't believe in resolutions. Some
Yeah.
people do believe in it. And, but if you ask me, the important thing here is, yes, having the mindset of saying, okay, this year I want to be better, I want to stop doing this, I want to start doing that, and then you walk towards it. Because it's not enough to just say it or prophesy, yes, you can, prophesy on yourself, but it is not enough to say, oh, I don't want to do this, I want to do this, and then you just start looking at it and leave it to chance. You need to work it out. God helping you, and that's the only way you can pull through, with your resolutions. For me, I don't think it's a bad idea, but if you know the one you can do, or you know that, oh, you need God's grace in a particular resolution that you want to make. And I don't even think that you should, have a list like 10, 20. What's that? You can target one at a time. And it brings me to what you said earlier, one step at a time, what to be will be. Yes, what to be will be, but you need to prepare yourself and your mind. And God will help us this year. And so there are a lot of things trending this year already. Some started last year, and they are still trending. And one of them is on the top burner is Venezuela, the U.S. Venezuela. The president, the Maduro, that was captured by the U.S. As instructed or authorized by the U.S. president. And then he's saying, I watched an interview yesterday. He said that he was kidnapped. He's alleging that was a kidnap case, and that he didn't do anything. He's not guilty of any offense. So many people have been talking about it. So many countries have been saying, what the U.S. did was not okay at all. I don't know what your take is about the issue.
You see, the man's case was actually long overdue. Just like the case of Osama bin Laden, who was a terrorist. But this time around,
he's a president.
Yes. This time around, in the capacity of a president, in sheep's clothing, because what does he accuse of? Of using his office as a channel for drugs, and not just drugs, weapons, armories, and all of these they are not good enough, except otherwise. Why would he have been caught like a chicken?
In his own country.
In his own country.
As a president.
Do you understand? That tells you that even his own people were not on the same page with him. Because you see, what's his name? Donald Trump. They just moved there that very day.
No. He's issued warnings.
And he had already started carrying out what we call underground survey. They even did a miniature of his apartment. Got all the information that they needed. That eventually, if this guy just presses that particular button, there's this door that will open and it will move in. And once he moves in, you can't get him again. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, peradventure he does that, what happens? So all of these processes were. And if he were to be the choice of the people,
right,
they wouldn't allow US to even come here. Then and then they would just raise up a serious alarm that we have infiltrators within us. Then he, as the president, would now use his veto power to act against those people who have come as spies. Uses them as example so that Trump will see them that the boys you said have held them all.
Yes.
Mind your business. But because the people were also in support, they were not also happy with what he was doing.
Exactly.
And so somebody who has stayed on for more than 10 years as president, he's made himself a life president, so to speak. So okay. the people were not happy with him. And so it was an easy easy move on him.
That's
They,
right.
they caught the wife on the bed now when she was sitting down on the bed. They came in the night, used touch her and everything to chase them.
Yeah.
And when they thought that we were going to move him out by air, they did not. They went back water. You know,
So for those who have not been following what is happening, in simple terms, Venezuela is a country rich in oil, but for many years it has faced massive economic collapse, hyperinflation, money losing value, shortage of food and fuel and medicine, millions of people fleeing the country, and a political power struggle. At the center of the crisis is President Nicolas Maduro, whose government many countries accuse of one, rigging elections, crushing opposition, mismanaging the economy, and corruption. Now, when Donald Trump was US President 2017-2021, he took a very hard stance against Maduro, the Venezuelan president. Trump believed that Maduro was an illegitimate dictator and not a true president. Trump's main actions against Venezuela was a heavy sanctions. Trump imposed strict U.S. sanctions on Venezuela's oil industry, government officials, state-owned companies. He cut off Maduro's money so his government would collapse or step down. Now, what happened then was that the government lost revenue, of course. Ordinary Venezuelans also suffered, and the economy worsened. Now, coming back to when Trump eventually merged American U.S. President again, the threat came up again, the threat of military action. All options, he said, was on the table. That this included possible U.S. military intervention. This scared Maduro, but no military action ever happened. It raised tensions in the region until the recent times that he was captured. And there are a lot of stories there, but he stands. I mean, he's been telling him, he's been sending warnings to him and asking. But again, some persons are saying that because Venezuela, this is not only happening in Venezuela. All the things reeled out. Oh, corruption. Are we not having corruption in this country? I'm just saying. There are other countries that such things exist, right? We have presidents that, which country? There was a country recently that, they planted coup and it was successful, because the president, they didn't want to give chance to another, person to come in. And they are saying that maybe because Venezuela obviously is a rich oil-rich country. That's why the U.S. is targeting that country. So, I mean,
yes, a lot of people, that's the opinion of a lot of people that because they are oil well,
yes,
oil is money, so that seems to be a target for the Americans, but then, this is not, the man said it's been one too many. Look at from other information that you read out.
right,
Corruption, a lot of people have started moving. One, economy is bad, so he has quite a cup full, of sins that, that is not, why not say that Venezuela is the worst? But in terms of attitude and all, there are some countries that the economy is poor, but yet they maintain decorum in terms of parliamentary system of governance. They do, if you come to do your 2 terms, you go on that basis. You want to see, for example, a country like South Africa, they are perfect. We want to say Nigeria is perfect.
Of course they're not.
They are not. You understand? But you see the operating system where after 2 terms, but rather if you want to say you are look at the word that they use, draconian dictator.
Right.
You know what it is to be a dictator? You own the ace. They understand. And is anything that you say that counts?
You and only you.
You and only you. You know, so if there are means at which there was the time Nigeria had a dictator. We had presidents like that who were doing that. But you see how God just mysteriously,
That's true.
you know, came in and all of that. So for Venezuela, I think this was the time for God to act.
Right.
You know, and God used Donald Trump, you know, to free the people. Look at the people are so excited and happy that yes, if they are not happy, it would have been difficult for the Americans to infiltrate. Look at the way they came in. Do you understand? So they have been carrying out surveillance. They were already in that country months ahead. If not, why is it that it was the day they struck that there will be no light? You know, so there's an agreement somewhere that this they will just take off the light so that we will not see anybody. And that was what happened because you saw they went into the palace, touched light, beaming their lights everywhere. You know, they came from different sources. You know, so
it was a well thought out plan.
You will never allow everybody. Everybody will not say, "Oh, what Trump did is." You also have those who say, "No, why should he? No, he shouldn't have done that." You know, why? Even in my home, my small little boys will say, Daddy, no, now why did he do that? I say, "Don't understand."
I agree.
So that is it. That is it.
All right.
Even the Colombians now are beginning to get scared, you know, because they are also the next on the line. You know, so this is just a sign that look, sit up. You know,
That's
sit up.
Okay. Other trending stories.
Yeah, well, I talked to you about Anthony Joshua, you know, and the driver was released on bail for 5 million naira. 5 million naira
Nigerian
for reckless driving. And I begin to imagine that I have not been able to fathom, you know, if they were just four friends together, then the question is, the four of you can't get drunk at the same time. You know, but if there's a driver, so you don't expect that the driver took it. I mean, you know, so we still have to question the driver. We still have to question that driver because in accidents of such magnitude, I don't know where the guy came from. So he was driving away. You know, and you know, sweet cars are good to drive. Lexus 24 model. Do you understand? You won't even know when you're on top speed. You just press it. You know, where was it to have overtaken from his right or from his left? You know, and possibly when he went like this, he knew that if he just goes, he will give all of them, four of them together, wow. But he had to protect himself. That's what we call defensive driving. You know, and it was all those who were on the other side that he came to that side.
It was really sad. All these things, in fact, what happened, I think that the person most hit by that ugly incident is Anthony Joshua. Because that trauma will not leave him anytime soon. You know what it means, riding with your friends, they came to visit, and then
and he has said
they lost their lives, and you are there with them, and you are alive.
He has said that he's going to step out of boxing
because of that.
I really, I agree with you because you cannot be on the rings, inside the rings, fighting. You'll be fighting those boys now by just psychological, you know. So if that's the way at which he wants to put an end to his boxing career, you know, so be it. You know, the guys have been finally married. They are all Muslim boys. Based in America, yes, I think they're in America, so outside Muslims, so probably, and they are Nigerians. So that was why they were taken back.
It was a horrible,
It was
experience.
pathetic.
It was really traumatic,
Yeah,
to
traumatic.
say the
And,
least.
it's all the same. I think that God knows why. Nothing happens by accident. God has already known that today they will be taken paradise.
Sad.
Sad, really sad.
We'll take a quick break right now.
Yeah, before we take a break, I think there's another issue that's trending. But I'm really trying to put it through. Well, I've not been able to come across how I can marry that. But I think it has to do with politics this time around. Rivers State politics.
Wike Fubara.
Wike Fubara. But thank God, I think Wike is overstepping his bounds.
I was thinking that it was too soon because we saw what happened. It lasted for months and then they made up. And shortly after, Fubara defected to APC. And now it's coming up again. I'm wondering, when will that feud end? Will it ever end?
No, Wike is quarreling with everybody.
And now he's feeding his son. He's bringing out his son.
25 years old to be in House of Rep. There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's really nothing wrong with that because we have young boys and girls who took off from that boat.
True.
There was this Solomon La, the former governor of Plateau State. His daughter is the head in the House of Rep, and she's been there for a while. We have our own Take, the Red Take.
Eretake Borisson.
She's also in the House of Rep.
We have people who are also here in the Autistic House of Assembly that are young.
Yes. So there's nothing wrong with that for me.
He's not the first person, but it's because of his personality, because of how he carries himself, and then, I mean, he should, well, I don't know if the people are, because what he's doing, he's not doing it alone. People are supporting him, drumming, clapping for him, and that's why he's, beating the drums for him to dance, and he's been
It's
dancing.
these same people who still beat the drums of Fubara when the chips are down. Because these people now, who are they? Are they PDP or APC?
We don't know.
Okay. That's
Don't know.
where the question is. That's where the question is.
The Wike himself, is it APC or PDP? It's not clear.
No, it's a PD. It's still in the PDP. It's still in the PDP. I think it's really odd that Fubara went ahead of him. Fubara was fast.
Fubara is
Was
a
enough.
governor, for God's sake.
Was fast enough to move. And I think I like what the secretary of APC is saying, that the governor of the state is the leader.
He's a leader.
I also appreciate what the vice president said, Chetima, that the governor of the state is the leader. That he, as a vice president, if he goes to his state, the governor is the leader over him.
This is how it's always known. For instance, in Delta State, Governor Sheriff is the leader of APC.
That's right. That is right.
Whether he joined yesterday or he's joining today, he's the leader.
He's the leader
I mean,
because he has moved the structure
Exactly.
to the APC structure. So automatically he gets that ticket. I think what Wike is trying to do is trying to also show that you can still gather momentum. Forgetting also that the man that you want to deliver is the same man to that Fubara wants to deliver. Want to deliver
So
Mr. President.
There's a common
Fubara wants to
interest.
deliver Mr. President. So,
All right.
yeah, so that's it for trending issues. We'll take a break now. We'll come back. It'll be time for Papers this morning. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Borewori government they do numerous projects, and it still they go on to they approve new projects, and it not still they borrow money. Think am.
No be lie. Delta government just approve projects worth 230 billion.
Governor Borewori understand say when good road network dey, it dey help the economy to dey robust. Even individual businesses go dey thrive, both transportations.
I hear say Governor Borewori don approve Agbo flyover 59 billion.
Yes, I hear am.
And flyover for Ogeli Batani Highway for Otowodo Junction. Also, Sapele dual carriage 35 billion.
Yes, I dey aware.
Wait to Oga Friday. I hear say all these road constructions where they go on for Delta State now across the 3 senatorial districts.
Now everywhere. Why you ask?
I hear say Governor Sheriff they do road for Isoko Nation.
Governor Sheriff they do numerous roads there. Don't forget say Governor Sheriff don complete Emefo Road phase 1. As for the talk, so phase 2 dey in progress. Governor Sheriff don do Utekpo Road for Elu. Also for that Elu, construction of Arade Road still dey in progress. Governor Sheriff they do road for Emede. He still dey do for Olomoro, Igide Road. Also, 3 internal roads for Ideheze community. Construction of bridge dey in progress for Asaba Ase. And this Asaba Ase bridge, when it dey completed, it go connect Uzere for Isoko South to Asaba Ase for Ilopa East.
Don't do. Governor Sheriff more agenda. Na really matter. Governor Sheriff came prepared to govern with excellence. Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
How far Delta people? In less than 22 months, Governor Borewori don show say im promise not be plenty talk with the full basket, not be cho with a more agenda, meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security. Progress don burst out everywhere. Im don upgrade over 500 roads, initiate over 300 new ones, and build plenty bridges wey dey connect our communities.
Every day when I dey reach here, my spirit dey jump, I'm already high because this bridge never tell for what this sheriff talk well. Julius Berger is the high sheriff. Yes.
For education, over 3,000 teachers and support staff don join, and schools don dey get better shine.
I really want to say the government have done a good job providing us with these new buildings because we lack lecture halls. We are grateful to the government.
For the health sector, 1 billion naira, you dey hear wetin I dey talk? 1 billion naira don burst out our health insurance. Hospitals don dey get better modern equipment and new health colleges don open. Every day, changes dey happen for Delta State. For agriculture, 1 billion naira intervention fund dey help our farmers to produce better food.
Friends, welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, it's the first edition of the year, Tuesday's edition, Morning Ride. Joining us, we have one of our best, our own President, Patrick Communications, President Patrick, group of companies. I'd like to make welcome Comrade Victor Ojeka. And welcome, Mr.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, and I'd like to say compliments of the season to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And I know that you obviously had a wonderful celebration.
Yeah, we enjoyed the Christmas. It was a very fantastic period. It's a period to unwind, visit friends, and see people who we have not actually seen for a period of time. You know, it's a time to share gift because the birth of Jesus Christ is all about giving. You know, giving in terms of not just a material thing, giving love, affection, peace, and to ensure that people who are actually around you feel the impact of your presence. And we thank God that during the period of the celebration, not much of casualty. You know, sometimes like before, when it comes to the season of Christmas, people are always afraid. Drive carefully, do this. You know, road safety will be on air, be on media to sensitize drivers on how to drive, and also so many things are actually happening. But in all of that, we give glory to God, and we are happy that we celebrate. And the issue of insecurity, which the President of the United States have taken action on that day of Christmas celebration, that is the 25th of December. We have actually waited for this kind of action, because the last time we talked about the insecurity and what we're actually fixing and how we need Americans to support us in coping the insecurity we are facing in the northern part of the country. But we thank God, with the what I read on paper, that they are actually planning to carry out attack on that day on Christians that are celebrating the Christmas. But America saw it into action. I want to commend President Trump for that, and also to commend the Nigeria government, because without the approval, the incident will not actually occur. So we thank God for everything.
Oh, thank you so much for that brief commentary there. So we'll look at what a few of the papers are saying this morning. The Vanguard, we'll start with the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard has a screaming headline here. Terrorists abduct passengers on busy Kwara highway. That's it. Terrorists abduct passengers on busy Kwara expressway. We have the story that says Trump sets sight on Greenland, threatens Cuba, Colombia, and Mexico. All right, and you become a copy of the Vanguard. The Nation is our next paper for review. The Nation paper has NRS chair. Tax reforms will support sustainable growth. The tax reforms will support sustainable growth. That's what the Nation says. And above the masthead, Kwakwanso Governor Yusuf pathways. And that puts end to the rumor that says most likely Kwakwanso will move to the ADC. All right, that's it for the Nation newspaper this morning. And my PD, I hope we're running together on the same page. We'll move over now to the New Telegraph. We have passed through the Nation already. So the New Telegraph is our next paper to review. Thank you so much. And the New Telegraph has APC to Wike, resign, don't bring PDP spirit into our party. That is what APC is saying to Wike this morning. Resign, don't bring PDP spirit to our party. Okay, the Guardian newspaper, will just take a brief one there. The Guardian, after the New Telegraph, thank you so much, Alex. The Guardian has it this way. Tax reforms risk sluggish on setting execution timelines over Randy and SWU. Okay, so pick up a copy of the Guardian and have a better understanding of what is being said there. All right, the Punch newspaper, the Punch newspaper, the Guardian has quite a lot. The Punch newspaper has 2027 battle. River crisis escalates as top APC governors back Barra. That's it, the major headline for the Punch. Rivers crisis escalates as top APC governors back Barra. Okay, from there we'll go to the Daily Sun. The Daily Sun has it also this way. Wike APC scribe fight over Fubara. That is the lead story there. Wike APC scribe fight over Fubara. PDP crisis. Turaki, Wike camp, renew fight. Okay, and from the Daily Sun, the Daily Trust, which is our last paper this morning. The Daily Trust has it. Governor Yusuf's defection beyond Kano. Governor Yusuf's defection is beyond Kano. And below the masthead, Wike APC National Secretary clash over Fubara. All right, those were the headlines from the various papers this morning. Pick up a copy and have a better understanding. I think we'll just speak to one of them majorly, which is making the round. And to do that, to contribute, I did say Victor is in the house. And, so we'll take the lead there, which is virtually in all the papers. APC has said to Wike, leave us alone. Don't bring the PDP spirit of confusion into our midst. And it's been trending. Can you speak to that conversation?
Yes, I read it on social media, and I also saw so many platforms that actually discuss about the issue of Wike trying to stop Fubara from not going for second term, which he attributed to the agreement they entered before the peace accord with Mr. President with the House of Assembly members. But I have to say this as a citizen and also as a public person, that Wike is doing more than what he's supposed to do. If you go back to Lane, you find out that everybody who have supported Wike in one way or the other, at the end, Wike will either say he's disappointed in having a relationship with them, or is disappointed in associating himself with them. You see, one man cannot become a rat that can bite all bags in the country. You are in PDP, remain in PDP. You have caused a great harm to PDP, like what we said the other time about the crisis in PDP. Wike is the super heir of the issues that is happening in PDP, because he did not get the ticket to run as the president in 2023. Now, you are in PDP, you are succeeded in bringing PDP to nothing. You supported the APC government led by Asuwaju, and you are being compensated with minister because of the role you played in ringing election for them. Allegedly, sorry. Fubara is elected governor, not appointed governor. And by the party constitution, whether PDP or APC, the governor of the state is the leader of the political party in that state. There are some opposition parties that also are called the governor, the right of the leader of the party, especially the minor opposition party that are still working in line with the ruling party. Fubara is a sitting governor and is the leader of the political party. So he have the right as a registered member of the political party to decide to run for second term or not. Like what the national chairman said, that Fubara is an aspirant like any other individuals who intend to contest. So if he is running for governor and he contested primary and wait for a second term, that the party will support him. But Wike is trying to say, I put him there. One person cannot make a governor. You need other people's vote. Like what the Senator Mbata was telling him in one of the videos I saw circulating on social media, that because everybody is keeping you quiet does not mean that we don't know what is applicable in the state. You were able to do your 8 years in office, left. Now you want to stop somebody for not doing his 8 years in office. Are you a god? You are not a god. So Wike is not the owner of Rivers State. And I think the National Secretary of the APC have done well in terms of calling him out, because nobody has spoken to him. He's doing whatever he's doing that they have the backup of the president. You are not just, you own one vote. Fubara own one vote. It's the decision of the state either to return Fubara or not to return him, not you. He said that PDP and APC is one. This is the politics of hungry man. Let me use that one. Because if you know that you are playing opposition party, remain in opposition and focus on how to build a political party. If you want to play with the ruling party, defer to the ruling party. You are not here, you are not here, you are just in middle trying to scatter here, trying to scatter here because you want power. No, you are not the owner of Rivers State. I think Mr. President need to call it to order. Like what they say, resign, because if he continues like this before the 2027 election, many people will take because of his attitude not to support Mr. President. Because you can vote for governor in this election, while the presidency you decide not to vote for president. So Tinubu should call Wike to order. He's not the owner of Rivers State, and he's not the only citizen in Rivers State. You are ex-governor. We have Rotimi Amechi in Rivers State. We have Peter Otili in Rivers State, and so many of them who have passed through that office that you have passed through. So you cannot just decide who to be the next governor or to stop someone else going to contest for a second term. So that is how I actually see the issue.
Okay. Now let's go international now as we begin to wind up now. Trump sets sight on Greenland and threatens Cuba, Colombia, and Mexico. Are you of the same school of thought with some people that what Donald Trump actually did was right or wrong? Now, other countries are being married.
Yes. I must confess to you with my little research about what is happening in the United States. You know, it will not show you the dark world of the United States, but in one way or the other, through content creators and social media users, we see the dark world of the United States in terms of drug. Drug is one of the challenges our youth, even in Nigeria today, is one of the things that is affecting our youth. You see somebody wake up in the morning and start smoking till the evening. He will not think of what to eat or what to do for himself. That is the thing that is applicable in the United States. We call it behind the scene of the United States. The president understands that if he continues like this, people are dying. Like what he said more than 3,000 people are dying from drug annually. It's more than a war. If 3,000 people are dying yearly in one country, a lot of other countries. So if you marry it together, a lot of people are dying yearly in different nations because of drug. And what I see there is not an issue of like people are saying is political. Yes, sometimes we apply politics in terms of decision making, but I believe that the United States, before they take this decision, they have been able to investigate the president of Venezuela. And the man in question, most of the ship, this is not, we are not talking about little bag of cocaine. This is a ship full with cocaine. Do you know how many ships have been sent by the United States? Even seas that are coming from Venezuela. Even Cuba and Colombia they are talking about. So what he's saying is that stop doing this to my people. If you want to do it to your people. Don't sell it to my country. I think he's protecting his country.
I think that's the destination.
Yes.
Moving them to
America. Especially New York, where you have people that cannot even feed 3 square meters are using thousands of dollars in purchasing drugs. The cartels are becoming billionaires day and day. So the president is doing what is right for his country. So nobody should say that Donald Trump is doing more than what he's supposed to do. Yes, if you are doing something against humanity, the nature, karma will come for you. Now the law have come for that. And with the history we read about, the little research I did about him, he's a very bad man. So many Venezuelans are rejoicing and happy that they capture him, that they have fled the country because of the president, the way he's treating the citizens. So let the law take its course. If Colombia and Cuba are still in the same game with them, President Trump should go after them, so that through this we can be able to minimize some of the vices we are facing across the world.
I'd like to thank you so much, Honorable Victor Cheka, publisher, Pathway Newspapers. Thank you so much for coming. And we've spoken so much to the conversation of our discourse this morning, which have been major as far as various tablets are concerned. We'll take a break. When we come back to be yet our guest on the right this morning. Stay with us.
See my governor. For our state, we have a God-fearing governor. What about you? Do you have a God-fearing governor?
What did they do you?
No, because it says where the righteous is.
See yourself. When the righteous is in power, the people rejoices.
But
What did they do you now? Pirona from Delta now. Sure, you don't forget.
Because when governor they fear God, governor go sabi work. When governor love God, governor go love his people. And Governor Sheriff, not that governor.
Yes, because I don't observe and say projects where the door award long ago where they never complete. Governor Sheriff they complete them to give the people joy.
Governor Sheriff don't complete many. Abi you want talk of that Obu Bridge when he be say long ago na that project there on ground. What about the transfer of the Shekiri Road we won't talk about last week? I've been at the Emivon Rugo phase 1, phase 2 self will soon complete.
And so it's still start new projects for areas where we see imagine.
Governor Sheriff works cuts across the 25 local government areas of Delta State.
Early this year, 2025, in a single executive council meeting, Daddy Soborewori government approved 76 projects in various sectors, with over 71 of them being road projects.
Yes, now because the Governor Sheriff knows a good roads, they connect everything. Good roads, they connect schools, health sectors, businesses, even our communities. And don't forget, say, without good roads, no transportation.
Really matter. Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, it's Tuesday's edition of the program, Morning Ride, and of course it's the New Year celebration, and quite a lot has happened over the year 2025 and moving into 2026, most especially during this period of celebration. How healthy did we get ourselves prepared with what we took into the year ending, and how do we get ourselves ready as far as health is concerned for the year 2026. Health, they say, is wealth. And of course, that is the crux of our discourse this morning, eating healthy. And joining us on the conversation is Mr. Chukwudebe Samuel. I would like to welcome you, Mr. Chukwudebe Samuel, with over 25 years of the study of food, nutrition plants, and herbs. A prolific writer, a researcher, public speaker, and of course a publisher who has authored more than 150 essays. Currently is the CEO of Samify Farms and Agro Resources. And of course, at this point, he integrates his deep knowledge of natural lifestyle into sustainable agricultural practices. Yes, Sammy, would like to welcome you to our studio.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Nice.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, glad.
Yes, we were looking at eating healthy, you know, because a lot of people have gone carbonized. A lot of people have gone. There's this word I try to always want to remember: organic.
Organic.
Organic eating.
You're right.
You know, so to speak. As a researcher, can you speak to that conversation? Living healthy through what you eat.
Okay. Thank you very much. And nice having me on this stage. I quite appreciate. Food, they say, is life. In Nigeria, you will hear people say that food is the fuel for living. But in the real context of it, what does fuel does? What fuel does is to energize an engine and makes the engine to move. In the real sense of it, food is not actually fuel for living. It is supposed to be an oil for living. What oil does to an engine is more than what fuel does to an engine. The oil lubricates, which means without the oil, the engine could pack up. But without fuel, the engine could still be alive, but may not be able to, mobilize and move. So for me, food is not just fuel for living, even when it's part of it. Food is an oil for living. Now, let us explain it properly, because in Nigeria, as a people, we don't actually look into what we eat and find out how what we eat, goes to affect our well-being, even though we eat. I will give you examples as we go on. But the truth is that the father of modern medicine, his name is Hippocrates, a Greek scholar. He's a medical doctor. He said, make your food your medicine, make your kitchen a hospital. And in this context, if your food becomes your medicine, and your kitchen, your hospital, then your wife is your doctor. Because the wife is the person that mans the kitchen, is in charge of the food, which means your number one doctor you have is the person that prepares your food. Now, the question here is, how knowledgeable is this doctor in the kitchen about what she is preparing? Because if she prepares junk, the body will not be well oiled, the body will not be well fueled, the body will be receiving what could cause it to pack up. Then if it prepares the organic, you said, the body could be well healthier. So it's very, very important to raise this awareness, give it a voice, like you're doing now. We are giving the awareness a voice, so that people will realize that it is food first before drugs. Food first before drugs. Thank you very much.
All right, so we're talking about organic and non-organic foods now. Like my co-anchor rightly stated earlier, that we're doing away with the non-organics, even though I want you to mention them, and then we're going into organic. And this is a new year. We'd like to start on a fresh, note, eating healthy, and of course the kind of foods that we eat in this new year. But the question is, do organic foods contain more nutrients than the non-organic foods? And you may also let us know the organic foods and the non-organic foods, for emphasis sake.
All right, thank you very much. For emphasis sake, I want our viewers to understand, let us break it down. As we say, as we speaking organic, some of our vulnerable viewers may not understand that word.
Exactly.
I prefer to use living food. Living food. Which means in the opposite, you have dead food.
Dead.
I think that is where
non-living.
Non-living. Okay, let's say non-living. Okay. Or dead, then living foods. Okay. Now, we are Africans. We were grown with organic or living foods because we have the soil. There used to be what they call bush fallowing. Bush fallowing is the process in agri where a farmer will have more than about 4 to 5 farmlands. You farm here today, this year. Next year, you're not going to farm in that same land again.
Yes.
You advance to another one. You now leave that one, the one that you farmed this year, you leave it for a space of 5 years. In order, the reason is that for the soil to regain its micronutrients, for the soil to be naturally fertilized. So we don't use fertilizers. I'm from Opuluku, like you said in Delta. So we don't use fertilizers because God have a way of fertilizing the soil for us. And that way is to live it. Let me state here before we continue that God himself deliberately wants us to live in health. And that is why God has made abundant provisions. Unfortunately, when we were not schooled, we understood and we follow up some of it. So I stand to be correct, I actually may blame the quick shift to modernization. People people have come to embrace this modernization and see it as a way of being. Perhaps the reason is that these days we need to impress people. For example, this is Christmas that just passed. If there is no sound of charara in your kitchen, your neighbor might feel that you are the poorest. So we actually want to continue to fry until we intimidate the neighbor that yes, we have it. So if you traveling, for example, you see people with snacking, just buy egg roll, a bottle of mineral. Some are not naturally hungry. They just want the person that is sitting by the person to know that yes, I can afford this. I am more westernized than you. And that is why you see that there is a shift now from our local delicacies to what we try as much as we can to modernize it so that it looks like, what we feel that the wise can eat. The point is they have dangerous effects to our health.
So what are the living foods now, like you mentioned?
The living foods.
The non-living.
Okay, the living foods are foods that are. I want to see how I can drive it. And the living foods are foods that are natural.
Okay, like
the natural. I will give you an example first, but I want to give you a background. The natural we're talking about it because it might be natural, but the process of cultivation might have killed some of the nutrients that are supposed to, though it's looking natural, but it's been modified, maybe in the farm. That is why you see that if you go to villages, you see elderly persons. Some of them does not have access to good health care. They are not educated, but they are just healthy. I go to seminars, and I was in a seminar in a church, I think it was in Umuahia, and I asked a question, filled up. I asked a question, is there any 100 years here? No 100. Is there any 80? We drive down to around 65 before we see one person. Wow. You can't go to your village and search for 80 years. Even when the villagers are gradually shifting their ground, they want to be noticed that I eat Maggi instead of the natural Maggi. You understand? So the natural foods are those things. You are from Orobo. Yeah. You know a riboto. A riboto is a natural food, and that is organic. Okay. Pure organic. It's not cooked, remember? Pure organic. In my place, they call it osan. Osan. You don't cook it. That is an example of organic food. Let me give you another example. The yam we eat. The yam we eat. The yam we eat. When we were growing up, from where I was bred in Delta State in Ubuluku, my father was a farmer before his late. When we want to eat yam, we don't peel it. True. You cut the yam, you wash first, cut the yam, and you boil with the peels. In some part of the world, yam peels are being eaten with the yam. Reason, the yam peel is more nutritious and highly medicinal. The yam itself is just starchy carbohydrate. Now, the man of the old, that my father that was not educated, we not peel the yam, cut it, boil. And perhaps it's not going to make egg sauce. There is this small garden egg. Right. In my place, they call it anon. They might just smash it, add some veggies to it, and add pure red oil. And they eat. To them, they are eating something that is best and nutritious. Now, if I want to, yam peel contains fiber. You know what it does? Fiber in our body is like a broom that helps you to sweep the stomach. No, what fiber does is to help your food to digest properly. So if you eat yam, we are not saying now eat the peel because you could be called a goat in this part of the country. But when you boil it with the peel, there are some nutrients from the yam that penetrates from the peel that penetrates the yam unknown to you that is eating it. It's like boiling corn with what is it called? This thread-like, you know, the thread-like this thing that covers. As we progress, I will remember. Highly medicinal. But in this part of the world, we either select those ones, so we throw away the major and eat the minor. And the reason I must state is ignorance. And let me, before you come in, you might be well educated, but you're not well informed. So ignorance here is not lack of formal education. Because some of those ones that we are not educated, some of them are well enlightened as to their approach to eating pattern.
Okay, so I understand that you mentioned that in the olden days, even now, recent times, we see people in the village trying to also copy the Western food style. And I'm also very excited when you mentioned the fact that back in the days we don't grow our foods with fertilizers because we have lands and they leave it for 5 years. But real estate is on board now. We don't allow us to even have lands to even farm.
Those are the dangers of civilization.
Now we also have foods like the yam that you mentioned, even the corn. But the fertilizers they use now to cultivate them are not, healthy for human consumption. So what do we now do to ensure that we eat healthy in 2026, whether we are eating yam or corn or rice or all those staples?
All right. What I suggest is first awareness. People need to know, and there should be a medium to tell the people. That is one. Then two, to your question now, we have to deliberately try to inculcate some of those values we found outside. For example, you can, if you want to cook now, many of us will prefer to go to the market and buy. In those days, they sought what they use in cooking from our environment, which means, and some of those things can be planted even in your compound as we speak. I give you an example. There is this leaf, Gonglonema latiforum. It's called otas. I have a plant in my compound. What I did was to bag it, and right now it can grow. So if I need one, I don't need to go to market. I plant it. So what we need to do is to bring some of these things into our delicacies. Let me give you another example of what we are supposed to do. Onions are vegetables. Vegetables are not supposed to be fried. It's a law in nutrition. Not too many educated Nigerians knows that onions are vegetables. Many thought that onions are tubers. Now, if you hearing that onions is a vegetable now, then you as a woman now you're guilty as charged.
Guilty?
Yes, because you fry your onions virtually every day. So instead of frying, like I want to make egg sauce now, mine is going to be different from yours. The reason is that I want to chew my onion. When I chew onions, I want it to sound. And if you fry it, it does not sound. So what I do is I slice my onions and put inside the egg. Even the tomato, I put inside the egg. So when I pour the little, this thing in the egg, will not allow the onions to burn. And when you pour your egg, in the next few seconds, it's ready. Yeah. So if you're eating it, you feel the onions. You know that you're eating a live onion because onions are vegetables. You don't fry vegetables. In almost every household in Nigeria eats onions. If you have eaten this morning, there is onions in that food. But the onions is almost dead.
All right, quickly, there are two books that you have published there. The Healing Plates, From Dead Food to Living Food, Transform Your Diet, Transform Your Life. Reverend Sam Chukwudeme, that's what actually informed the picture. Because information to say,
it's life.
at this time. Moving forward.
All right, moving forward, you know, I'm very, I have to confess that I appreciate DBS Ingredient. Bravo to DBS.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you. We've known for a
More than
couple of
a
years, and you've been inviting me to the studio. You know, perhaps in your mind, you know, you had wanted us to discuss politics and all because we knew ourselves in that, you know, terrain. But the point now is that we're discussing life now, which is more than politics. Because until you are alive, you can't be a presenter.
Exactly.
Until you are healthy, you can't serve God. I told somebody, I think it was a seminar in a church, that apart from that, God deliberately wants us to be in health. None, if you're Christian, none of Jesus' disciples died of a sickness. Jesus Christ was never sick. So the best bet now is to living in health is also deliberate. I don't want to be sick. So if I don't want to be sick, what do? I have to get information on how to live healthy. And the number one way to live healthy so that I don't become a victim is to eat right. The two books you see here is a transformative journey taking you from where we used to be or where we have gradually become to, you know, like going back to Eden. Let's go back to where we came from. If you go to some of these places where they sell grocery shops, where they sell like, or they have plenty of them in Asaba, I don't want to mention names. You know, you will see that they have organic section, they have inorganic section. The inorganic foods are cheaper. The organic foods are more expensive. They are trying to tell you that these ones have more value than the other one. But the advantage we have now is that if you go to villages, organic foods are cheaper. Me, I go to village markets. There are times, you know, my children will want me to cook for the family because my foods are not only richer, they are my wife's own may be sweeter, but mine is richer. And as they grow, they understand. If I cook on salad for you, you know salad, the regular salad around. Yeah, if I open the salad here, the person behind that scene will notice that something is happening.
So what's the secret ingredients?
The secret are the ingredients, those nuts, those things you grind. Okay. Not the
natural spices.
Natural spices, the ehulu, the nutmeg, not the monosodium glutamate. Okay, you know what we call Maggi in Nigeria?
Yes. Seasoning cubes.
Yeah, it's not that thing I want go and buy Maggi for me.
Seasoning
the name
cubes.
Is seasoning cubes.
Yes.
The name is not what I just called it. They are called seasoning cubes. The real name is monosodium glutamate. It doesn't sound like something they eat if you are a science student. If you walk out of this studio now, you go to a Bogonogo and you meet a learned woman like her, and you say, Madam, please, I want to cook, I need monosodium glutamate. The woman will tell you, oh, bros, please, go further. Don't sell chemicals here. We had an alternative. A better time. Some women will say, because if they smell, we can't eat it. You understand? We have crayfish. We have, you know, come down. Let's go back to the Eden. Let's harvest nature. Let's eat nature. Go to the hospitals now. If you go to one of the biggest facilities in Asaba here, if you go down there, once you enter Federal Medical Center now, the first building by your left is the emergency section. If you go there now, if you are somebody that is emotional, 1 week you will not eat good food. Yes, people, the hospitals are over congested. You go to church, if you have 100 women looking for fruit of the womb, 85 are fibroids. They are fibroids. Yeah. So we have food, local delicacies. I hope I'll be able to come back here and let's pick on one. Let's pick on one and analyze. Maybe these onions we've been playing with.
I think we should make it a series. This is a new year, and especially now that people are fasting and trying to eat healthy because we consumed a lot in the festive period, and we need to really prioritize what we put in our body because health, they say, is wealth.
So we both obviously be bringing you through. If I'm not there, she would always, I would always ensure that you also bring in your wealth of experience.
Thank
like to thank you so much, Reverend Sam Chukudebe. You see, God's timing, it's not man's timing. I've always bothered you for well over 10 years. But this time around, I want to look at politics, but God says no. Go
Let's
and
talk about
speak
life.
healthy living into the people.
And this is worth it.
And it is worth it. So this is where we drop this conversation for today. I would invite you, obviously, often now and then, so that you can come and share this wealth of knowledge.
Just to round up, I'll be talking directly to our viewers now. Don't die on the altar of appetite. Choose what you eat. Choose what you eat, and choose what you eat. Thank you very much.
All right, choose what to eat. And choose what to eat. And choose what to eat.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you so much. I would have brought this issue of this type of food I will see now. They put it in a stick. I'll put the plate and
those are paparazzi.
Those are jokes.
All right, we'll take a break now on the ride this morning. We'll come back. It's be yet another spot. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Alpha Delta people, in less than 22 months, Governor Borowori don show say im promise not be plenty talk wey dey full basket, not be cho with im more agenda, meaningful development, opportunity for all, realistic reforms, and enhanced peace and security. Progress don burst out everywhere. Im don upgrade over 500 roads, initiate over 300 new ones, and build plenty bridges wey dey connect our communities.
Every day when I dey reach here, my spirit dey jump, and morale dey high, because this bridge never tell for worship. This sheriff turn swell. Julius Berger is the high. Sheriff Alex.
For education, over 3,000 teachers and support staff don join, and schools don dey get better shine.
I really want to say the government have done a good job providing us with these new buildings because we lack lecture halls. We are grateful to the government.
For the health sector, 1 billion naira, you dey hear wetin I dey talk? 1 billion naira don burst out our health insurance. Hospitals don dey get better modern equipment, and new health colleges don open. Every day, changes dey happen for Delta State. For agriculture, 1 billion naira intervention fund dey help our farmers to produce better food. Make we not begin to dey talk about empowerment sef wey dey sup for the state. Sheriff don touch over 250,000 lives for the state.
Our administration is fully committed to what government expected to do for its people, which is to empower them to overcome the challenges of life and enable them to achieve their full means of happiness.
Everybody no go lack for his life, his generation no go lack. As he remember me, remember my daughter today, make God remember her. He go come again, we go see follow him again.
Our hard-working civil servants also dey enjoy support, and for our security agencies, they don get 66 security vehicles when our governor don say make he enter the road, make he protect people for the street.
Thank you for the support that you have been giving to the police command. and other security agencies in the state.
Ukodo just dey go round every sector to make sure say everywhere palash. Make una know say this one na proof say Governor Oborowori dey talk the talk, he dey do the work, and na man wey dey win award sef up and down.
We are giving you these awards as the most all-inclusive governor of the year 2025.
Dis na sign say im dey bring hope and progress for every corner for Delta State. Make we join hand celebrate our leader wey truly dey make Delta State dey shine. The work never finish o, we go continue to dey do more.
Welcome to Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, the voice and screen of Delta State. We are a public broadcast media organization committed to educating, informing, and entertaining our audience with credible, people-centered, and development-driven content. As the #1 voice of the Delta State government, we bring you the programs and policies of the state government driven by the more agenda of our governor, His Excellency, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, directly to your doorstep. Our services cut across 2 major platforms. On television, we broadcast on Delta Television Channel 25 on the UHF band, bringing you news, current affairs, documentaries, cultural programs, and quality local content. On radio, tune in to Voice of Delta 97.9 FM Asaba, your companion for news, music, talk shows, public enlightenment programs, and interactive segments that give the people a voice. You can also connect with us online via our website www.dbsasaba.com. Follow and engage with us on social media, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba. Delta Broadcasting Service, informing, educating, and entertaining you always. We are poised to serve you better.
Welcome to the new year 2026. We at Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, extend our heartfelt thanks to you, our cherished audience. Thank you for tuning in, for trusting us, and for making us your preferred source of information, education, and entertainment. Your loyalty, feedback, and constant support inspire us to do more and be better. In 2026, we reaffirm our commitment to responsible broadcasting, credible news, quality programming, and content that reflects the values, culture, and aspirations of Deltans and Nigerians at large. In this new year 2026, advertise your goods and services with us on Delta Television and Voice of Delta FM, Asaba. From all of us at Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, we wish you a happy new year filled with hope, good health, peace, and prosperity. Stay with us as we are poised to serve you better.
years ago, and she's here again with us. And I must thank her because her presence actually counts and makes me. I'm talking of none other person than Dr. Doris Amaka J. She is the founder, DAO Foundation. We'd like to welcome you to our studio, ma.
Thank you very much. You're welcome, ma.
And I must say, between the last time and now, there's quite a lot of transformation.
Absolutely.
Because when one would have expected that as we are growing, we should be diminishing. But as you are growing, you are flourishing.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you to have me here. It's an honor. And talking about looking better, there's no more better way to look good rather than impacting on life and seeing it, turning out to be what you want, and that gives you a lot of joy. And of course, when you have joy, you look good. So that probably that probably tells why I look good, because I'm happy. Thank you.
All right. So Dr. Doris Amaka J. is widely recognized for her humanitarian work through the Doris Amaka J. Foundation, DAO Foundation, founded in 2018 to support community development, capacity building, poverty alleviation, environmental initiatives, and medical charity outreach for vulnerable groups. And she's done so many projects through the DAO Foundation. She often also speaks publicly on national issues, national and economic issues, such as the fiscal policy, taxation, governance.
So I'll say the woman who saw tomorrow, and if need be, you might just probably, before we round up, just say a few words. Do we have any hope in this project, taxation project, or not? But the main crux of our discourse this morning has to do with building a legacy beyond wealth. There's a strong obsession with wealth in our society today. Why do you believe legacy must go beyond money? Speak to us now.
Thank you very much. Legacy, before we talk about legacy being beyond money or beyond wealth, let's see what is the difference between legacy and wealth, because somehow they are related. Now, when we look at legacy is intentional creation of goodwill that lives after you, that touches life. Now, let me put it this way. You must be intentional about it. You're creating goodwill, values. You're creating the right values, because for it to be legacy, there must be good value, the right value system of being in place. You understand? That will live after you. And one thing about legacy is that legacy is not about you, because there will be a time where nobody will know about you. And because there will be a time where nobody will know about you, and you have not contributed to your society. So it is the topic for me is spot on. I love the topic, and I was even thinking about, am I going to write a book on this topic?
I think you should.
Obviously.
All right.
Because it's a topic that simply defines me, what gives me joy. Now, I want to talk about wealth. You see, wealth is good, but please, wealth can only take you up, but it cannot sustain you. You can't sustain the temple, you can't sustain anything that wealth has brought, except you left a legacy. If you are wealthy, you create wealth, you do not inculcate the right values into your children, I'm sorry, that wealth will become a problem at the end of the day. That is exactly what will ruin your generation. Exactly what will ruin your own children. So, in other words, wealth should be beyond wealth. Let it transcend, let it get to the level of legacy, where you would now have to groom your children or your successors to the extent of giving them the right values, the right value system to specific. You have to be, you define your motive, you define the objective of your legacy. Communicate it properly to your children or to your beneficiaries or to the people who will succeed your successors. You need to groom them. You need to keep records. You need to archive things that will not make all that you have done, your activities, go into extinction. So there are lots of, a lot of things you need to do to be able to sustain your wealth and create a legacy.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so you've been able to tell us, you mentioned values that people need to have to be able to leave a long-lasting legacy. Now, I also think that roles that people like you have started, impacting on your next generation to make sure that they are living beyond the wealth. They're also looking forward to living a long-lasting legacy. Now, what role should leaders, both in government and in our communities, even in religious communities as well, play in shaping a legacy of accountability and service?
Thank you very much. I like the word accountability. You see, accountability is a word that we all use every day, but we never practice it. That is the truth. Even in all aspects of our lives, in everywhere we find ourselves, there are no consequences for action. People do things without being accountable. Now, the role that the leaders of today should play in order to inculcate accountability into the future generation is one, they need to be able to lead by example, because our children are not really listening, they are watching. Most of the time you're saying something, you're doing another thing. That is confusion you're putting in their head. We need to lead by example. We need to up our game in terms of integrity. We need to know that when we say yes, it's our yes. We need to also be able to put a structure that will reward good behavior. Because this time, we have taken good behavior for granted. I'm not interested in reading books now, we want to make money. Then he started talking about those who have done some things that I wouldn't want to mention on air, and made some money, and where they are in governance. You see, that was hard for me to defend. Wow. But I still said to him, there will be a time, the future generation, what are you telling our children? Oh, forget about school, because you end up getting just 100,000. Go for this, and that's where you now start hearing these children telling us that education is a scam. Thank you.
But again, I'm forgetting too that those who qualify to go for the Big Brother Africa are not just they are not just pushovers. Obviously, they've gotten to a level of attainment by educational standard for them to even qualify to get into the Big Brother Africa. So by that analysis, to me, it's not comparative, because the Big Brother Africa is also not for dummies, But when we're looking at the other side, which you also don't want to mention, for normalcy, yes, beautiful. Education to me is not a scam. It's just a pedestal that can shoot you to higher levels. So quickly, my founder, DAO Foundation.
Do I respond to what you said?
Yeah, okay, please do.
Please, I want to respond. Like I said, when I started, I never said there was anything wrong with Big Brother Nigeria. But you look at something that was directly linked to more hard work, you understand, and inspiring, something that can inspire the children. You don't have to be educated to go to Big Brother Nigeria. No, you don't have to. And I'm not saying they are pushovers, and I'm not saying that, but then our academics should be given priority. Exactly. Somebody who had a first class should be given priority. I'm not saying they should not be recognized, but I'm looking at the level of recognition that was given to this as against that. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Also, we have cases where some people do dirty jobs for some leaders, and they are rewarded. That's the truth. They are rewarded with public offices that people like you and I should occupy. You see people that, you know, and that's why we have things that we are not supposed to see in our society. When you see intimidation, bully, and everything, because that's all they understand. For somebody who is cultured, who went to school, who is educated and put together, there are things you cannot do. But you see these people doing it. Why are they doing it? Because they are sitting in an office that they shouldn't sit in. So that's what we're saying. Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next generation now. Can you speak to how today's generation can ensure that they pass on values and not just assets to the next generation, because it's one generation to another? Can you speak to that?
Okay. Thank you very much. This legacy we're talking about, building legacy beyond words, that is what it's all about. How can we build a legacy that is beyond today? How do we transfer this legacy to the next generation? Now, number one is the value system. It's for us to have the right value system. Once we have the right value system, we are inculcating the right value into our children. We are defining the purpose of the legacy. We are also carrying them along, making them to volunteer in what we are doing, so they are part of decision making. They understand what you stand for. I'll give you an example. Dow Foundation, my two children are volunteers. And right now, they are just 13 years. But I've told them, I said to them, you need to be volunteers because you're going to carry on with this after now. Now, what are they learning? They come to our meetings, they learn how we are making decisions, what we stand for, and the values that we want to pass to the next generation. We also train them, mentor them. Make sure you influence the future generation in a positive light, in a way that, now let me give you an example with Dow Foundation. Now, I know it's not about Dow, but I want to use Dow as a case study because that's what I'm directly involved in. Now, Dow Foundation, what we are doing right now, that is the highlight of the moment, is that we are going to the grassroots, to the local schools, to bring up these children that lack confidence, no self-esteem. We are trying to organize a program that will showcase and bring them out to talking in public. You understand? Well, now, when we started this initiative, it was difficult for them to communicate. We had issues. But what we managed, we started, educating them, telling them this is the reason why we're doing this. And they are beginning to buy into our initiative. Now, let me tell you the highlights. Now we pick a child from primary school, we send you to secondary school and to university level, not public school, private schools. And what is that doing? They are getting interested. The next generation, the children are like, oh, I want to win. But I tell you one thing, even if they don't win, when they grow up, they will not forget. And one thing with legacy, I can tell you, is that legacy replicates itself. It has the propensity to replicate itself. Because when you touch a life, the life wants to touch another life, and it goes on like that. And when your children know that this is what my parents live for, they will carry on. They don't have a choice. And don't forget that you do what you know. What do we know? December, my mommy brings us home, buys back to school supplies for children. This year we took care of 3,000 children. The ones that we invited, the rest we didn't even invite them, so maybe more than that. And so these are the ways you institutionalize the activities and the actions that you're taking. So in a way that these children will grow up with it. They will grow up to see it. Like I said earlier, document them. Have records, archive things, so that when you are long gone, they will see them.
Okay, so last question from me. What are the biggest obstacles or challenges that prevent people from building a lasting legacy beyond wealth?
Well, number one, people think that legacy has to do with wealth. So that's number one challenge. They believe that if they don't have money, they can't build a legacy, which is not true. And that's part of the things that we keep educating them. Some of them think you have to have money. No, you can volunteer. You can volunteer in an organization like this. You're learning, you're growing, and so on. Then another thing is sometimes you have, environmental factors. Some people with lack of knowledge that think you must have a reason for what you're doing. It can never be just giving. We have issues like that, where some people how can somebody just be doing? And some will even think that for you to be doing all this, maybe it's a political
There's a political undertone.
That which is not bad, because it really doesn't make any difference. But you still have people with different. And another thing is, if you, like I said, if you do not structure your thoughts, you do not, you do not structure your thoughts. You do not put structures down to continuity. That's it. And also another problem is that some of these initiators do not have a succession plan.
Wow.
So that's another.
Those are the challenges and obstacles.
All right, just before we let you go, because I've already got to the beckons ready. I must confess sincerely that you had interviews tonight.
This isn't an interview, it's a lecture.
Okay, beautiful, so to speak, because she's a public speaker as well, and we need to pay you much to come and speak to us. But just on a lighter note now, there's this hymn that I love so much, and it keeps tingling around me. What will you be
remembered for?
It's an African hymn that I can't get it right now, but I know anytime I listen to that hymn, it keeps resonating.
Only remembered by what we have done.
If you were to be remembered for just one contribution to humanity, what do you want that to be as we sign up this program?
I want to remember for building potentials to reach to the point that they do not even expect they will ever get to. And because what that does is that when I'm able to help someone to actualize their dreams or to even harness their potentials, what that does is that that person will in turn do the same. And it means there's a ripple effect. This ripple effect is what matters to me more than a single gesture of kindness. Another thing I forgot to tell you is that legacy is more than a single gesture of kindness. Do you understand? So it's like your whole life, that's what you think, that's what you live, that's what you believe in. You understand? So that's what I want to remember for. I want people to remember me that this woman was building lives, that built lives. That's it. Thank you.
I think, wow, that is a good one for me. And while you were talking, concept kept resonating around me. That you could add value to what you do. I'm just thinking of the female football tournament added to the part of what you do. I don't know if you've ever thought about that. I think that would also be a legacy by his grace.
Do you know why I'm laughing? I don't know what is it about this female football tournament. Two people have said it before, this December to me.
Wow.
So, well, as a matter of truth, I've never thought about that, you know. But you are the third person saying it now. Maybe I will go and, ponder over it to know the possibility and if it aligns with what, I'm doing now and what I can do. Because I'm open to taking too many things as long as I have the capacity to do that. Humanity is it for me. I don't know what, that's the only thing that gives me joy as it is. I was having a discussion with a friend. I said, for me, the only thing that gives me joy right now is just touching lives. Thank you.
And that's the slogan of Dow Foundation.
Yeah,
building in the
land of humanity. So that's just it for me.
Yes, I'd like to thank you so much, Madam. Yes, the signals are there. My presentation director. I'd like to thank you, Alex, for being there. And of course, all thanks go to Dr. Doris Amaka Oche, founder DAO Foundation, for bringing us up to speed as far as the topic for discussion is concerned, building up a legacy beyond wealth. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Actually,
it's always a delight having
you. Made my day, if you ask me, and a good one at that, because you're just the right person for the mood. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, this is where we'll wrap it up for today. The ride has been quite an exciting one.
Yes. Thank you so much. Remember to always build a legacy that that you will be remembered for when you're no longer here. When I'm saying here, I mean in this world. Until next week, Tuesday, my name is Ife Osita Olonwa. Thanking you. And please join us when the ride continues in the course of the week. Bye for now.
Okay, aligning with what Ife has said, and of course what our founder of the DAO Foundation has said. What will you be remembered for? For me, you need to leave your name, the sense, time. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Ono Metano. God bless the Delta State, God bless Nigeria.
Be out.